The ick, what is it and how do you deal with it? So the ick is a sudden repulsion because of something that the person you're dating does, or the person that you're in a relationship with does. It can be anything from them chewing their mouth in an annoying way to them doing something or treating someone in a way that is really repulsive to you, that really shows you a lot about who they are as a person. So it can go a lot deeper than just superficial things. But let's dive a bit more into it now. A lot of things can cause the ick. And like I said, it can, for example, be small habits, small behaviors. And is this really a deal breaker? For most people, it's really not. But for other people, it can really mean that they feel very unattracted to the other person and they have a difficult time switching back into being attracted sexually to the person that they're dating if they start getting the ick from their behavior. Another thing that can really cause the ick is clinginess or over-eagerness. So someone who's too desperate, someone who's too eager and doesn't have self-respect or self-control can cause the ick in the other person. And this might be a bigger issue because it says something about that person's self-worth and whether or not the relationship feels equal, because we all want to be in relationships that feel equal. We don't want to feel completely claustrophobic with the partner that we're with. We want to feel that it's reciprocated, the interest and the engagement. And so that's definitely something that is a bit of a deeper issue in terms of the ick than superficial stuff. It can also just be, I mean, for me, one thing that bugs me so much, even when it happens to myself, is when people don't have good hygiene. You know, if someone has like some dirt in their mouth or on the lips, or if they have those little, you know, I don't know what you call it in English. In Danish, you call it søvn in the eyes, you know, that little like pus that can sort of be there in the eye crease. So it just, for me, it really gives me the ick. And I know it's human. I know it happens to everybody, but I care about my hygiene a lot. And so if I see that someone else is not sort of keeping up with dental hygiene and in general, like just looking clean, that really gives me the ick. Does it mean that I couldn't be in a relationship with someone who was not clean like that, or who didn't shower enough, etc., etc.? Yes, it probably does. I mean, it does sound superficial, but it's one of those really important things to me is cleanliness. So, you know, everyone has their own thing. For another person, it might not be a deal breaker at all. Someone might not care, or they themselves don't care about hygiene. Everyone has different icks. Another thing that can cause the ick is the lack of confidence. And I, you know, like I said, when it comes to self-worth, when it's very evident that someone doesn't have confidence, some people find that adoring and so cute, and other people find it not attractive. Forced or fake behavior is just, ugh. You know, and you probably agree with me, right? When you're with someone and you feel like they're not being themselves, they're being super fake and it's very transparent, that can also give the ick, right? And that may say something about the person being insecure, or it may say something about the person not being genuine with you and should raise some red flags in terms of, should you be dating this person if they are being this fake? Can you even trust them? So it raises bigger issues. So even though a lot of these icks, they seem superficial, they point towards bigger, deeper issues. A sudden realization of mismatched values can also be a turnoff. If you thought that you were on the same page about really important things in life, such as valuing family, wanting to create a family, and then you suddenly find out the other person doesn't want that, or partying every night versus staying in and being more adult and mature, that can also really, really cause this feeling of, ugh, gut feeling, this is not for me. In a way, the ick is a gut feeling that says, oh, nope, this is not for me. I don't like this. I'm not attracted to this, right? So in many cases, you should trust your gut, but you also got to remember that the ick, it can take over. I've seen some stuff on social media where I just roll my eyes, you know? You won't find a perfect person who never gives you the ick about like in any type of way. There's nobody perfect out there, but you will find people who gives you the ick in some areas that you can live with, and then they have most of who they are is something that you're very attracted to and happy with. Sometimes the ick is a sign that you're emotionally or physically disconnected from the person that you're dating, you know, and looking at what the root cause of this could be would be very beneficial. You can work with a professional, you can do some self-development work yourself. I mean, you're welcome to reach out to me. There's a link in the description below. If you have a suspicion that there's something off, but you don't know what happened, why did you lose attraction? Why did your partner lose attraction? The person that you're dating, why did they dump you? What happened? Because there's usually some stuff we can dive into and figure out what was the root cause of this. Emotional intimacy can usually fix a lot of icks in my experience. So you will be much more overbearing with your partner when you do feel valued, heard, understood, and emotionally connected to each other. Then it's going to be much easier for you to overlook their flaws, and the same the other way around. Can you get over the ick? Yes, in many cases you can. In other cases, it's a strong gut feeling that you should listen to, especially in the early dating stages. If you're feeling a strong gut feeling, ick feeling, that this person is not for you or there are red flags there, you should listen to it. But there are other instances where you're dating someone who is basically perfect, and then there are a few things that they do that really rub you the wrong way, that really annoy you, that gives you that icky feeling. Maybe you should overlook those, you know what I mean? Because nobody is perfect. So it's all about the degree to which the ick is and whether it's a non-negotiable, like a deal breaker type of ick that you're feeling. This is a term that is just widespread on social media, so I wanted to make this video to make it a bit more clear and have a conversation about what it really is. I also have some clients who come to me and explain that I feel like I got the ick. I feel like my partner got the ick, or someone dumped me and I think they got the ick. So I hope that this video was helpful diving into this topic a little bit more. If you have any questions, feel free to write them in the comment section below. If you like the video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, turn on notification. That helps me out a bunch. And I look forward to seeing you again soon.